having a great plot. So there's 1,000 ways to tell any story. I think the real art, and it's true for writing a novel, but especially a screenplay, because you have a timeline with a live audience that has to follow it. So you've got to keep them engaged. They can't put it down like they put down a book. If you lose them, they're gone, right? So you've got to get them engaged and keep them engaged. In writing an intriguing, interesting plot is what allows you to do that. And it's more than just that roller coaster ride where the Pearls of Pauline, where you have, okay, oh, I nearly died, oh, I'm okay, nearly died, I'm okay. A great plot has, if you have enough interesting characters, gives you opportunities to have twists and turns. So it turns that roller coaster ride into a much more interesting, wild ride. You think about just any great movie you like, you can see how that plays out. I love all of Capra's movies. It's a Wonderful Life, that whole series of films he did in the 40s and 50s. Just think about that. It's a great example of what we're talking about. But it's tricky to do. So if you're going to be writing your even if it's short film, you're going to be writing that. Think about that. And again, it's all about getting people engaged and wanting to know what's going to happen next, really.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which leads us to back to what we talked about in the beginning. You have to have great dialogue. And even more than great dialogue, you have to have believable dialogue. You know, it has to be something that character would say is true to them. You can't be going along talking in one way and then all of a sudden your character switches the way they talk because the audience will be like, something's wrong. You know, he got hit in the head with a brick or something. He's not talking like he was from the beginning. Because you have to remember, as the filmmaker, you're painting this whole picture for them. They've never seen any of this. They've never met any of these characters. They've never been to this town. They've never done this. In our film, they've never had an accident and killed their friends. So you've got to do all of that for them. You've got to do it so effectively that they are moved and touched by knowing these people and by what these people are going through.
Authentic dialogue is a pet peeve of mine. If I'm watching a movie, it'll fall apart if it's not well written, because the characters you can't buy into the character, and a lot of the stuff won't even make sense. The way you make it good is by first getting the character development down, so you really, in your mind, if you're writing it, you know who this character is, right? And as I mentioned earlier, there becomes a point where you cross where it just becomes magical. The dialogue just flows because you got the character in your head and you're listening to them, so you know it's authentic. And that's the test, right? Is it really authentic? Would this person say this under these circumstances with these other people? And if you pass that test, then you're doing a good job, but you got to pass it every time, in every line.